awesome humans. It is Friday here in Melbourne. I'm just leaving work. Been under the pump all day, so this is the first time I've picked the camera up. I wasn't going to vlog today. I was going to have a day off vlogging, but I thought, you know what? Practice makes perfect. So I'm just going to keep vlogging, try to do it every day. I don't know why I thought have a day off, but here I am. How's that building? Old silo. But yeah, so just going to keep chipping away and just show you guys that I'm committed to you because I love you. And I love the comments and I love your interaction. So keep it coming. Oh, hills. It's hard yards, man. So as you guys know, I absolutely love cycling, love it with a passion. But I also love having a beer with my mates on a Friday afternoon, and it is such a nice day. I would kill for a couple of beers today, but in aid of me trying to lose some weight, I'm going to try and resist. Might have a few beers on Sunday. I'll have a good weekend of training and then reward myself with the Sunday session. I reckon that sounds all right. So I was just riding along and this lady pulled out from the left. She was going over to the right hand side of the road to go the other way. She pulled out in front of me, realised there was too many cars coming on the other side of the road, and as I went to go behind her, she was in the middle of the road. She reversed, which I could never have predicted that she was going to do. And she reversed into me, basically, and I nearly had a crash. Now, it was all low speed stuff and it wasn't that bad. I stayed upright and she was obviously a nervous driver, so it was all good. But my point is, predictability on the road is everything. Being able to predict a driver or a cyclist's moves while you're on the road is critical, because if they do something completely unpredictable, then that's when shit happens. A classic example of this is in bike races. I know that A graders train through the bushes. I know that A graders, when I'm in an A grade race, I feel more comfortable than I do in a B grade or a C grade race, because the newer riders tend to be a little bit more unpredictable, whereas the A graders, their movements, their braking, the way they brake easy, they sort of ease on the brakes rather than jam on the brakes. Their movements within the bunch are more predictable, okay? And so predictability is everything. Don't slam on the brakes, don't veer right, keep your line. That's why cyclists say keep your line. And do things that other riders in the bunch can predict that you're going to do. And generally everyone will stay upright. It's when someone does something pretty random, slams on their brakes or moves off their line suddenly, that's when crashes happen. Hashtag predictability on the road. I think that actually might be my first ever hashtag. Shit hashtag, bit long. We'll work on that. Hashtag, anyway. You guys have a think about it.
Green with me.
Check this out. Absolutely pristine. I'll tell you what, Hannah, for a chick, you are a master at parallel parking.
Thanks.
An absolute master. I just can't get over that. That is such good parallel parking.
It was a tight squeeze too, a little bit.
Yeah, good job. So it's Friday night, it's pasta night. We're gonna treat ourselves. Be naughty, aren't we?
You get a pizza to yourself and a pasta, and I'll get a pizza to myself and a pasta.
Sounds good.
Did you like that though?
I did.
I was going to tear all the way down the end.
Were ya?
Yeah. In the cul-de-sac.
So to give you guys all a bit of context, when we were kids, my dad was a police officer, and when we were kids, Dad used to drive the car like he was a police officer. So he used to go VKI, VKI, fucking tears story.
That was a good story.
You had to be there, but it was pretty exciting growing up with a father who was a police officer, because he used to do some crazy shit. Okay, so in a nutshell, Dad used to have us kids in the back seat. There was myself, I'm the eldest, and there was two younger brothers, Brett and Shane, and we used to drive in the back seat with Dad, and he would pretend as though he's a police officer in a high-speed chase. So he would sit there, all of a sudden, if someone pulled out in front of him, he'd go, VKI, like he'd pretend as though he's on the microphone. So VKI, VKI, we are in pursuit, we are southbound, and he'd speed up, and it was sick. All of us kids would just go crazy. We were like that. Like, I used to idolise my dad when he was wearing uniform and stuff, because he was a cop, and it was quite unique at school, having your dad rock up and drop you off in a police car, and I thought it was the most amazing thing ever. So Dad was in the police force for nearly 40 years. You guys have seen him in previous videos of mine. When I went back to Bridgetown, caught up with Dad, and most recently at the TDU. But yeah, no, look, some great stories. Dad was actually a cyclist back in the day. So he originally got me into cycling. Dad was, I think he won the junior state title, and then sort of gave it up at a pretty young age, but I continued with it. And yeah, I mean, he joined the police force really young, and he had us kids young. So a lot of cool stories. We lived in a place called Nullagine, which is right in the top northwest of Western Australia, and in some beautiful country, and a lot of mining area around there, a lot of mining and gold mining back in the day. But that was a very remote place, and it was a really challenging place to live, and especially I was 10 years old, so I have some incredible stories of Dad, like riding down to the pub and watching my dad, who was the only police officer in that town. I used to ride my push bike down every night about 11 o'clock, and I'd watch Dad literally loading drunk miners and drunk, Aboriginal people into the back of the paddy wagon. And he was so well respected in that town. They used to call him Nabaril, which meant man with no name. But he was so well respected in the town that, the only copper in the town, and he was there for 2 or 3 years doing an amazing job. So a lot of cool stories anyway. I'll tell you about those another time. But until tomorrow, chat then.
Girl, bring up with special with me.